Hey, I want you guys to speculate on this. Why do so many people say, I can't speculate on that, right after having offered some speculation on that very thing? I was watching this sports analysis, and some sports analyst was talking about this recent situation with an athlete named Antonio Brown, who's a wide receiver on the Oakland Raiders. And he's had some peculiar behavior, to say the least, including a bleached blonde mustache and just certain behavior where there's been weeks, a long time that the analysts have been talking about this guy. And he's one of the best. He's probably the best at his position in the world right now. But he has these off the field kind of peculiarities. And people have been talking about why he behaves this way. Oh, you gave him the money too soon. Once you give him the money, once you give someone money, it shows who you are. All these analysts have been talking about all these things. And being an analyst, there's a lot of speculation going on. So in this particular situation, someone is talking about him and saying, oh, is there something wrong with him? I don't know. There's some of the behavior that he's doing. But, since I'm not a doctor, I can't speculate on that. I'm like, look, you were just speculating on that. Technically, your job is to speculate on these things. So this whole idea that you can't speculate, I don't know. It's just a little pet peeve that I have. And also this whole, I'm not a doctor, I can't speculate on this. It's very interesting seeing that being said about someone like Antonio Brown. And whereas you have people who are looking at someone like Donald Trump, and then they're just like, yeah, we can speculate all we want on that person. You can speculate on people that you don't like, but if you like someone, you want to say, oh, let's not speculate. We're not quite sure. I don't know. I just like to have some kind of even action when it's coming out to this whole thing. So let me know. Speculate on that. Speculate on why people say they're going to speculate. They're not going to speculate when they actually have already speculated, or like they want other people to not speculate. All right, goodbye. I've personally got no problem with speculation, so I'm going to speculate a bit on this whole speculating situation with Antonio Brown, using him as an example because he's been cracking me up. This whole thing, the last couple of days, there's ups and downs and seeing the reactions from people. He's in a protected group in the United States of America that goes against certain social narratives that are going on and how black people are treated. Two major sporting leagues, the National Basketball Association, the National Football League, they are majority black players. 10% or 14% of the population is black, African American. The leagues are 75% or more black, African American. You have this kind of situation where you can't really talk about how bad some of these players act because the whole premise is the National Football League and society in general is anti-black, even though there's so many black millionaires in this league. People are trying to talk about what Antonio Brown is thinking, how he behaves. I think that goes back to what they're saying society does about black people and says, oh, black people think and behave in these certain crazy offbeat ways. So there's this collectivism type of thing where people feel what one black person does shouldn't reflect on all of us, yet they still say the problems that happen to one black person is a problem for all of us. So you're caught in this kind of situation where now you're like, can I really talk bad about Antonio Brown? It looks like there's some people, both black and white, who are like, okay, I don't want to say what I want to say properly about this guy because it's going to come off in this way and it might be reflected on these other people. No, I think speculate away. Just don't expect that person to change what they do or have other people go and physically use aggression and force to change what that person does based off of your speculation that's not backed up by actual evidence. And don't be surprised if that person proves you wrong because it was just a speculation. Have at it.